Right, welcome back. Hey, this is take. Let's see if I get this right. This is, I think, take 3 of this. I'm having fun. It keeps crashing on me at the wrong time, just about to finish. So we'll try again, shall we? And for this, I've done away with all my toys. I'm just going to play this old school keyboard and no head tracking. Anyway, welcome back to Newbie Farm. This is the 24. Let's put that on the cruise. This is the 24-day season event, which is a few of us still running in it. Not as many as there was, but that's to be expected. It's a long time to run one of these. I think it's 96 days for a year. Now I'm cheating slightly by not showing everything what's happening. I'm only going to show. I'm just going to speed that up a little bit. I'm only showing the days we've actually got fresh things to do. I'm not. If it's just looking after the animals, unless it's something special, I am doing that off screen, just to save you from having to watch an episode of 3 or 4 days and all I'm doing is feeding the animals every day. Right, we're going to cut this field, finish cutting this field again, and collect the straw. We'll collect about 2 or 3 loads of straw. We won't get it all collected. Having done it to nightfall, I know we ain't going to get it all collected, but we do what we can. Let's get this little whisper here. I'm not going to worry too much about the bits I missed around the edge. It's not going to amount to a bag of beans. Alright, let's see who's left in this now. There's Farmer Klein, whose idea it was. He's on Churn Farm. There's Duxorley on, I can't remember which of Stevie's maps he's on offhand. Snetton's, I think. He's on Snetton's farm. And myself on Newbie Farm. Grizzly is back recording again after his break, and when he got home his internet had gone down and he's rather busy at work and in real life, so we'll forgive him for that. But in the meantime the patch had landed, 1.5 patch had landed, which messed up gate openings on modded triggers. All the maps I'm using the standard Giants trigger, and it seems to work fine. But if you use the modded one, 1.5 certainly upset it a bit, and that's what he's hit. So he can't open any of his gates. There is Stevie's already brought a fix out, as you'd expect, but it may mean a restart, and I don't think Grizzly's too keen on starting from scratch again. I can't say blame him. Don't think I would be. I think we'll stop here, I think. We put the brake on. I can't remember which one the brake is now. I'm trying to say I'm using keyboard, so it's can't. Oh yes, you can just see the pipe. No, you can see it. Alright, let's go and get the tractor and trailer. So just check and make certain we are actually on 15 times. First time I actually checked that. I'm also now trying, and I hope it worked. Oh, I don't know what to check on. What's that empty? Ah, that must be the 9. Because I was figuring out why I couldn't get 9,000 in there, which it says in the words that count in the garage bit. And I was only getting 6, and I realised I haven't got the thing up to full height. Well, we have now, so it should help. I'm going to leave the spout out now. Looking at it, it's probably what you would do anyway. Just take the brake off. Get back to so we can see where we're going again. Shouldn't take too much to do this, and hopefully we can get it all in this trailer load. I hope. Yeah, it's like I feel I hadn't gone through all the options on that trailer. Might save me having to buy one of the Massey trailers. There's one that holds 10,000, one about 14,000. I think I can stick with the 9,000. That's plenty big enough, and it will save us money. So I want the money to buy more cows. And that's my main aim, is to try and get up to around 100 cows. Because get 100 cows and the milk more than pays for the upkeep of everything. Alright, let's try and remember what else I talked about. Oh yes, the other people who were doing it was Darren Castle, but I think he's been rather busy on his map. He is making his own map, and he's got quite a bit of experience with helping other people and the conversion of Old Ridge to 17, which we couldn't get permission to release, which is a great pity. As you may or may not know, it was one with the modders concerned who made the original still in existence, and they haven't gave permission, which is fine. It's their map, it's their baby, so we won't be seeing that. Well, certainly having to struggle coming up here. Might be because we're an eco rather than full flavoured. Full flavour par, but not even going to attempt to get it out of eco at the moment. Yeah, I'm trying another format for the video, which says it's good, but I've got to then convert it back to MP4, which is might be a bit of a pain. Oh, wrong one. Pressing the wrong button. And I will have one more pass that I know only too well. Having got this for her and further twice so far, I'm just glad I use a autosave on here, because I can get back to roughly the same point as I started each time. Ah, the fun and games of game playing and recording. As it happens again, I really will swear, but yes, I was going back over it, and they taught the devil they go to save, and taught the devil, yes, they go to save, and I said it twice. As I was saying about Darren's map, I will be showing that off when it's released. At the moment, he reckons it's about 70% completed, so it might mean dropping a map dropping the series, and I'm not really certain which one. I don't want to drop this. I want to try and see if I've got time to get through a second season, to see how well things actually go on a second season. Right, we're done there. Oh, we might as well, on the way back, we might as well take this out. This is quite a bit here. It's already 4 o'clock, so time is marching on. Well, I'm not going to bother to pick anything else up. This combine certainly does work well on this map. This is the one off the Platinum pack. As you know, I did have that open cab Massey, but there's a couple of things I wasn't pleased with it about. Whoa, brakes don't work. A couple of things I wasn't pleased with it about. The main one was that the lights stayed on all the time. It was a bit of a pain. I think we're just about done. I'm going to get it all in this time. Because I didn't realise this went up to 9,000. I'd had fun and games with this having 400 odd litres left. I'll just park this over the side here for now. Yeah, that should do. That's it. That's done with the combine for today. Now we're going to tip this off and go and pick up my forage collector, which is that big red thing you've seen in the barn, which I haven't got round to using yet. Not in earnest anyway. Poor Ernest, we're always doing things in him. I really must tidy some of the gear around here. And trickle on and brakes on. Now let's tip this out. The revs go up. Mods I'm using on here is gearbox. You can see I'm also using a better fuel mod again. I'm trying that out yet again. I've had that a few times, and each time I've got rid of it again because it's something I haven't been too happy with. But it seems fine now. Let's unhook that. Alright, let's get down, get this thing in. We'll just slow right down if we're going to do this. Possibly not quite that far. A lot easier with head tracking, but I'll switch head tracking off to try and see whether I can get at least one done here. Well, this is the beast. We will have a proper look at that when we get going. Better if I'm looking ahead, I suppose. This is going to upset Alice, one of our cats. She had made an appearance in the last one I'd done, but she seems to have disappeared again now. My voice is gone as well, which doesn't help. Went out to a comedy show last night, Mark Thomas. Very funny indeed. Enjoyed it immensely. But my voice is it's a little bit croaky. I think I want to drop down a one ratio and get actually onto the windrow, please. That's one thing. Drop down another ratio. It's not really using the revs very well. Well, this is how this works. Picks up with that at the front there and just tosses it into this bin, which actually is revolving all the time. Now this is, I think this is Russian made, this piece of kit. Looking at some of the writing on the side of it. Holds 11,000 litres of produce. And it's slightly different from the normal forage wagons. I like to bring something different in all the time. You remember on the, I think it's the Watts Farm one, on the 12-day challenge I was using that silly little thing with the motorcycle handlebars which didn't move. Bit of disappointment that, but there. This seems a lot better. Fine, it's not this was crashing out all the time, of course. Just put it on the cruise control so I don't have to keep pressing the same button all the time. I'm going to miss quite a bit on the corners. It's not as easy as anybody who uses both wheel and keyboard at times will tell you. It's not easy using the keyboard after using the wheel. Yeah, a little bit about this 15-day event or challenge or whatever you want to call it. The idea is the only real rule is use 24-day season. That's 24 full days per season. Suggested you run it 15 times, which I am. Suggested that you have all the crop destruction active, which I have. But they're not musts. Any map you want, any way you fancy playing you want. Let's just speed this up a bit. Don't know if I quite want to be in the top ratio, but we are. I'm going to take a screenshot of it tipping. I think that will be quite a good shot to have. I'm not going to attempt it back onto it. I'm just going to come alongside. It won't look too good from that point of view, but there we can't have everything. It's just a standard Giants straw and hay store. That's it. See, put the brake on. And I want to just shut everything down I don't want. That's it. Come out of cab. Oh, just move it forward a little bit so it looks a little bit better. There we are. And there you can see how it works. If I bring up all the HUDs again. And we get back the cab ready for when it's tipped. It's very simple, but it works. I think rather than keep running over the grass, because this has got to be mown yet. As you can see on the weather forecast, the next 3 days are fine, are sunny, so we should get the rest of the crops harvested. The rest of the crops are already harvested anyway. Which I think it's everything except for the soybean, which I'm not expecting that to be ready until the autumn. And And we might get a chance to make hay as well, but it's going to be touch and go. It's going to be some late nights, I think. Switch it on again. Oh, we just drop it in a few ratios till it gets going. That's going now. That's so working. Uphill, so it's not going to go that quick anyway. And remember, I'm using the Massey pack, and I've got the most powerful engine for both of the tractors I'm using, which is, this one is 95 brake horse and the crawler is 88 brake horse. They're not exactly over powered. I have actually in my folder, which I'm playing with at the moment, the next version of this map. Roy's talking about bringing that out for 19. I personally would like to see it released as it is now, because it's very similar, but it's got nice little extras to it. I won't tell you because it should get released. You'll want a surprise. Yes, I'm lucky in a way, because I know enough of the people now who are making these things, and they trust me enough now after the videos and the work I've done with their maps to trust me with some of the info about what's going on. Like Clint Watts, who made Watts Farm, he's busy doing an update to that, and he's making it bigger. So, same size fields. I did ask him about that, because one of the things I like about that is the very small fields. Very difficult fields, but very small. Just right for the tiny old equipment. Oh, look at that, 7 o'clock. I'm going to miss a lot of this straw, but with 2 fields of straw we're going to have plenty. So I think it's ripe, it's on 8 if I remember right, and 7 has got soybean in. Now the next field along and 8, that's 8 and 11 are both ready to harvest at the moment. They won't get done today. I'm trying to get those 2 done before. Hello, we're just about full again, and we are full again. Trying to get those 2 done before before the rain comes. I'm going to go in this the same way again. Oh, excuse me, a bit of a cough, and say my voice is a bit croaky. And oh yes, I sound a bit Mark Thomas too. If you like good humour, go and watch him. Not suggestive here on the right of politics, though. He's fairly left wing. He also swears a lot, so don't take children, and will probably leave your maiden aunt at home. If you have a maiden aunt, of course. I knew someone who had a maiden aunt, but she's only a maiden aunt as in she's unmarried, because she liked having a different bloke every night, but that's another story. You could have took her safety to the gig. Yeah, that's 2 lots done. Whoa, come round it. They don't run into it. Yeah, so I'm go back to what I was talking about. I'm searching my conscience for which map to actually drop. I don't want to drop any of them, but one of them's going to be dropped. I don't really want to go back to doing 6 and 7 day a week video making. It's a little bit too much. At the moment I release 5 days a week, and that means that hitting the wrong buttons. And what I was meant to do was hit this, bring it down to there. There we go again. We're back again. Didn't hit anything through that. It's amazing. Turn on, get some of this bit done. Up to the top there anyway, then turn back onto this one, I think. I'll soon have to put the lights on. 8 o'clock. Ooh, time don't half go on 15 times. Put the lights on ready. Especially I'm using Darker Night mod. Don't ask me why, I must be mad. Especially with the lights on the masses. They're not really lights, they're more half dead glow fellows, glowworms. Now we might get quite a bit of this done, but I'm just going to run for, I think we'll probably fill this and tip this one out, then I'm going to end there. And we'll see what the light's like, whether I do any more tonight or I decide to call it quits. Although we will lose quite a bit of the straw that's in the field if we miss getting it off tonight. But we've got plenty of straw in that one. We will have, this will be 33,000 litres. With the amount of cows we've got now, I don't think we're going to need too much more than that. And we will have the other field. What I'm going to do is cut half the other field, clear the straw, and cut the other half. That's so far so good. Yes, I think I will end with this one, end this video, and we'll carry on next time. We might even work through the night and get this clear. You haven't actually seen me work at the night yet. You haven't seen me work yet. But it's certainly getting dark now. And getting dark means it's very hard to see anything with these lights, as you can see. So I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, please consider leaving a like. If you're not a subscriber and want to see more of the mayhem I can cause, feel free to subscribe. Always happy to have new blood. If you've got any comments, questions, queries or suggestions, except for why don't you give up and get a real job, feel free to post them. Oh yes, and by the way, if you're not a subscriber and you don't subscribe, I will be sending Stu Bates round to see you. He's my enforcer. And as we tip the last one at night with the, I have to get some lights around here. I've got one light on this. It's Mammon saying cheerio for now. Cheerio.